Well, Mr. Seifullah, since you are a lifelong resident of Grand Rapids, what progress has the city made? There's always a lot of criticisms of Grand Rapids for a city its size that is still very segregated and it's very exclusive. That's some of the criticisms that you hear. At the same time, Grand Rapids right now seems to be one of the leading cities in Michigan's revival. It's got probably the best makeup for economic growth compared to any other city in the state of Michigan. Where is Grand Rapids in 2010? February is Black History Month. 2010, February 6th, where is Grand Rapids, Michigan?
Well, I would think that, naturally being a citizen of Grand Rapids, we have to take some ownership, first of all, because it's hard to understand the dynamics if you continue to see yourself outside of the reality in which you live.
Sure. So
I'm a Grand Rapidian, and so I understand the ethos, the spirit of the city in coming up. The city in and of itself has grown tremendously.
Right.
The thing I just explained about the third ward was a tremendous blow to structural segregation in the city of Grand Rapids.
Sure.
And over a period of time, it has continuously to erode. However, within the institutions of private enterprise, we still have those challenges there.
Absolutely.
In terms of how do we manifest ourselves in terms of big business. And so I feel that the city is open to it, but there's a thing that exists not only in Grand Rapids, but throughout this United States of America, which I call white privilege. So that when a white guy show up and he seems to have this big glamorous project, it appears that, oh, he can do it without question. And we done seen them being ripped off many times when white guys come up with these old big projects. They take several $100,000 or $1 million out of project, then skedaddle.
Sure.
Brother come in, similar type of product, similarly structured. Well, let me see this, and let me see that, and let me see this, and let me see that. It doesn't mean he don't get in the door, but by the time they get through nitpicking him and spending all his money trying to make him certify himself, then that's where it's set in.
Sure.
So we still have, I think, some embedded racism within the society itself.
In a double standard.
In a double standard. But structurally, I think there's an opportunity in Grand Rapids that we can overcome some of that on a personal level and more so on a group level. The other thing that's happening in Grand Rapids, we don't really have a sense of a concentrated black community.
Right.
As much as we may like to talk about it like that, we pick some geographical area and we say that's the black community. But compared to demographics in other cities that we would call hardcore black communities, Grand Rapids don't have a community per se like that. You have large concentrations in one area, but you can't necessarily call it a black community. It doesn't have any businesses, don't have any stores, it doesn't have any major economic engines working in it that you can say contributes primarily to the black life, the black culture, those kind of, no movies, no theaters, different kind of venues that you say now sum total equal black community. So you really don't have a situation like that. However, in terms of the ability to maintain and exist and to grow and to prosper and to integrate in this society, I think Grand Rapids do fairly well. The problem I see is that the African Americans in Grand Rapids haven't lived under that situation for so long and haven't had some degree of success under that situation on an individual level and whatnot, school, politics, whatever, have become a little too complacent. I would like to be able to sit here and say, well, the white man did this. Well, you go through cycles, and I think we're at a cycle where we need to go back and look at our own, that we become complacent in a situation. We need to be much more aggressive. We need to be, once again, much more centered on what is the agenda of our ethnic group that we need to be addressing now in a changed society. This is no longer arguing against being put out of school and not being able to buy a house in a certain district. It's a whole new set of challenges that's out there. And I think that as a community of people, that we have fallen victim to a level of comfort because now we can go to the hotel, we can go to the bars, we can laugh all in Miller Street and don't get arrested. And so now we don't have a sense of cause. So on one hand, the city has grown, but on another hand, I think it has contributed to the demise of what we call a solid black community or solid black philosophy that's working in the city.
That is very, very fascinating.